California Chrome in the Kentucky Derby. California Chrome has won the Preakness. It won't be a Triple Crown this year. Totalist has won the Belmont Stakes.
NBC Sports, home of horse racing's biggest events, proudly presents the Breeders' Cup World Championships.
They say people come to this town for two reasons: fame and fortune. The luckiest ones, well, they end up with both. And there's one race where they can seize everything they want and more.
They're off in the Breeders' Cup Classic.
For the team that wants to write a new ending.
Here's California Chrome, and he's a furlong from immortality.
To the tale they couldn't quite finish.
It won't be a Triple Crown this year. Totalist has won the Belmont Stakes.
Against the upstart that spoiled the party in the spring and enraged a cowboy along the way.
This is a coward's way out.
But follow the money, and you'll find a favorite owned by a fast talker.
Can't believe 7 for 7.
Undefeated and looking for a clean getaway. Today at Santa Anita, everyone knows what they're chasing. A little more fame and the biggest fortune in the game. The Breeders' Cup Classic, baby. It's just waiting to be won.
Only about a 20-mile drive northeast from Hollywood, there sits a racetrack that many in horse racing would argue is, thanks to the setting, among the most beautiful in the entire world. And tonight at Santa Anita, the stars of the screen have come to see the stars of the track. Stars including California Chrome, just 5 months after his Triple Crown bid fell just short at the Belmont. Tonight, co-owner Steve Coburn is hoping that his season will end with the win in American Thoroughbred Racing's richest race, the $5 million Breeders' Cup Classic.
They're off in the Kentucky Derby.
Here comes this mom and pop horse saying, come on, I'll run against your $1 million horses and kick your butt.
California Chrome shines bright in the Kentucky Derby.
Derby dreams do come true.
We'll see you all in Maryland.
They're off in the Preakness. California Chrome has won the Preakness. The Triple Crown awaits in the Belmont Stakes.
When California Chrome wins the Triple Crown, this is going to be huge. I just hope my heart can take it.
They're off in the Belmont Stakes.
I told my wife, you know, the horse don't look comfortable right now. You know, that was like the last 16th of a mile.
Here's California Chrome on the far outside. It won't be a Triple Crown this year.
It's very tough because we wanted this for horse racing, for the people of America. They haven't seen a Triple Crown winner, you know, in 36 years. And they say things happen for a reason. I don't know what the reason is.
And racing luck plays a big part in this game, and I don't like making excuses. You know, I'm not that kind of a person that's gonna whine.
You know what? If you've got a horse, run him in all three. Like, this is a coward's way out, in my opinion. This is a coward's way out. I don't care. It's the truth.
Oh, I regret it. Oh, 1,000%. I apologize to my wife, first of all. I'm not the ogre some people think I am. Me voicing my opinion right then and there, you know, it was a wrong time to do it.
After 3 months off, California Chrome returned to the track, only to lose again.
Bayern's got it by 5.
Just goes to show you get beat a couple of times, and people kind of, and the handicappers, well, maybe he's not the horse he was before the Triple Crown, you know.
To win the Breeders' Cup Classic, people would really realize that California Chrome, he isn't a fluke, that this is the real deal.
He looks really good. He's put on weight and muscle. He knows that he's something special.
I hope California Chrome's still America's horse. I hope they haven't given up on him, and I don't think they have.
And crowding around as the jockeys, led by Mike Smith, being summoned from the jockeys' room. to head down to the paddock where they will meet the trainers and their mounts, get their final instructions, and then mount up. So let's meet the jockeys for the $5 million Breeders' Cup Classic.
Irat Ortiz, Rider for Relief.
John Velasquez, Cigar Street.
Frankie Dettori, Imperative.
Javier Castellano, Moreno.
Joe Talamo, VE Day.
Mike Smith, Shared Belief.
Martin Garcia, Bayern.
Jose Lescano, Sibo. Jamie Spencer, Toast of New York.
Rafael Bejarano, Footbridge.
Joel Rosario, Tonales.
Corey Nakatani, Candy Boy.
Victor Espinosa, California Chrome.
Tyler Bays, Majestic Harbor.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the winner's circle for a special encore performance of The Best Is Yet to Come by Emmy and Tony Award-winning star Kristen Chenoweth.
Out of the tree of life, I just picked me a plum. You came along and everything started to calm. Still, it's a real good bet. The best is yet to come. The best is yet to come, and babe, won't it be fine? You think you've seen the sun, but you ain't seen it shine. Wait till the warm-up's underway. Wait till our lips have met. Wait till you see that sunshine day. You ain't seen nothing yet. The best is yet to come, and babe, won't it be fine? The best is yet to come, come the day of mine. Hey, boys! Wait till your times are right for these arms to surround. You think you've flown, but baby, you ain't seen the ground. Wait till you're locked in my embrace. Wait till I draw you near. Wait till you see that sunshine place. Ain't nothing like it here. The best is yet to come, and babe, won't it be fine? The best is yet to come, come the day you're mine.
America's richest race, the $5 million Classic. The post parade brought to you by the Daily Racing Form. And number one is Prayer for Relief, a 6-year-old who would be the oldest Classic winner. He's raced 30 times in his career, but's never won at the top level. Trainer Dale Romans has, with 3 Breeders' Cup titles. Number 2, Cigar Street. His mother is a half-sister to the great champion Cigar, who passed away on October 8th. Like Cigar, this horse trained by Bill Mott. He is co-owned by Rashard Lewis of the NBA. 3 is Imperative. He's finished behind Shared Belief in his last 2. Earlier upset Game On Dude in the Charlestown Classic. Frankie Dettori, who has had more Breeders' Cup mounts than any foreign jockey. He's won 11 times. Number 4, Moreno, named for owner Mike Moreno of Southern Equine. This speedy 4-year-old lost his first 9 races before going on to win $1.8 million and the important Whitney handicap. You can bet Cajun trainer Eric Guillot is sure to employ a little voodoo today. 5 is VE Day, a son of English Channel, named for the day World War II ended in Europe, May 8th, 1945. He won 4 in a row during August, capping it with an upset in the Travers. 6 is Shared Belief, bidding to become the first undefeated Classic winner. the champion 2-year-old male of last year, with Mike Smith up, who is the all-time top Breeders' Cup jockey. 7 is Bayern, the speedy winner of the Haskell and Pennsylvania Derby, ridden by Martin Garcia, who escaped poverty in his native Mexico to become a top rider in the U.S. He could give Bob Baffert his first classic triumph. Number 8 is Zevo, New York bred, who was the last to first winner of the historic Suburban Handicap, and then second in the Jockey Club Gold Cup. And there is Zevo from New York. Number 9 is Toast of New York. He was saddled, or the jockey got up in the tunnel just to get him away from the crowded paddock. He does have the highest last race buyer figure. That's 111. The well-traveled horse, and retiring Jamie Spencer in the saddle. Number 10, Footbridge, who's been in the money 7 of 8 times at Santa Anita. Third behind Shared Belief in the Awesome Again. Number 11 is Tonalist. Only AP India has won the Belmont Stakes and the Classic at 3 years old. Comes off a victory in the Jockey Club Gold Cup. He's 3 for 3 at Belmont Park, just 1 for 4 elsewhere. Number 12 is Candy Boy, who has lost 5 in a row, chasing California Chrome, Shared Belief, and Bayern. He is the first Classic starter for trainer John Sadler. 13 is California Chrome, of course, the Derby and Preakness winner. And there is Candy Boy, by the way. And there's the shot of Candy Boy, so we can get him on with Corey Nakatani in the saddle. 22-1 at the moment. And then there is California Chrome with Victor Espinoza, the Derby and Preakness winner, trying to recapture that magic from the spring, but getting a big hand every time he passes the big crowd here. The Derby winner hasn't finished in the money in the Classic, though, since Unbridled in 1990. And there's Majestic Harbor, who took the Gold Cup at Santa Anita at 14-1, but then 4th in the Awesome Again behind Shared Belief. That is your field for the $5 million Breeders' Cup Classic. They'll go 1.25 miles for that $5 million purse. And the Belmont Stakes winner, Tonalist, also took the Jockey Club Gold Cup. He was so good at Belmont, and as you said earlier, the question is, how good is he on a different track?
Right, and a lot of people think he's the quintessential come-from-behind horse way back, which he did in the Gold Cup at 1.25 miles, but he's also won laying very close. Another horse, I think, can adjust to the pace. The question is Joel Rosario. He's got to be on his game in determining how fast or slow they're going early in the race.
And we'll expect to see Bayern in front, of course, paddling probably with Moreno.
Martin Garcia will be holding in his hands, besides the reins, the key to exactly how fast this pace is going to be. Moreno is committed to the early lead. Bayern is very fast as well.
The $5 million Classic, here's Larry Colmus with the call.
Okay, Tom, Shared Belief is about to take his spot in stall 6 right now. He is 2-1 on the board. As the crowd starts to cheer here at Santa Anita, just 3 horses left to go into the gate. California Chrome has now moved in. We are just waiting for one of the expected speed horses, Bayern, to take stall 7, and Majestic Harbor will be the last one. America's richest horse race just moments away here. Bayern goes in. Here comes Majestic Harbor. They're all in line. We are ready for the start. They're off in the Breeders' Cup Classic, and Bayern broke to the inside. May have impeded Shared Belief there. Bayern is going to go out to the early lead. Moreno is stuck in behind horses. Toast of New York is there on the outside, and California Chrome gets into his comfort zone outside of horses. Moreno, Cigar Street on the inside. Oh, Shared Belief in traffic trouble there. Just got steadied by Mike Smith. Majestic Harbor is on the outside. The opening quarter mile goes at 23 seconds flat. Then Footbridge, Candy Boy, followed by Prayer for Relief, Imperative on the inside. VE Day is after that, and then comes Zevo, and the Belmont Stakes winner, Tonalist, is last. It is Bayern who leads the way. He shifted in at the start of the race, but he's in the clear as they move to the backstretch by 1.5 lengths. Europe's Toast of New York is up and on the pace, running in second. California Chrome in a perfect spot for him outside of Cigar Street. Moreno unexpectedly 5th at this stage. Shared Belief is right alongside of him, and they went 46-2 for a half mile. And then comes Majestic Harbor, Footbridge on the inside, followed by Candy Boy, Imperative, Prayer for Relief. Tonalist is 3rd last at this stage of the race. VE Day is next, and then comes Zevo. And now the field moves for the far turn, and Bayern has run 3/4 in 1:10-1, and he carries his speed into the turn by 1 length. Toast of New York is right in striking range. Victor Espinoza now asking California Chrome to go. He's 2 lengths off the lead and he's starting to close in. And then it's Cigar Street. Shared Belief has his work cut out for him. He's 5th as they come to the top of the stretch. Bayern turning for home in front. Toast of New York on the outside. California Chrome is 3rd. Shared Belief laboring back there in 5th. 1 furlong to run. Bayern, Toast of New York, California Chrome on the outside. The 3 of them come to the wire. Bayern, Toast of New York, California Chrome. Here's the finish. Bayern holds on over Toast of New York. Then California Chrome. Shared Belief was 4th in a final time of 1 minute 59.88 seconds. Bayern finishes 1st in the Classic.
Bayern, ridden by Martin Garcia, gives Bob Baffert his first Breeders' Cup Classic victory. So many races he's won over the years. Now a big hug for the Classic winner.
And how did this happen? It all happened at the start. When Moreno got pinched, when Bayern broke in, Shared Belief was part of that scrum as well. That changed the entire complexion of the pace when Moreno didn't go out and challenge Bayern. Martin Garcia's jockey had to have a huge smile on his face when they went by the stands the first time, and he controlled the pace.
We all knew down the backstretch when Bayern is controlling the pace, for the other horses behind him, he was going to hang in there toughly. Whether he could get the 1.25 miles was the big question. Toast of New York, the European horse, ran a huge race. So did California Chrome, maybe coming up just a race short. But Bayern gamely holding on to the wire, all about the start.
Coach second choice, Toneless, was dead last going around the first turn. I think maybe Joel Rosario left him way too much to make up. He came with some kind of a run, but it was way too much to make up.
Not a good trip for the favorite Shared Belief either.
We've seen Bayern. It's either feast or famine for him. And when he has things his own way, he can go 1.25 miles, might go forever, because when he has it his own way, he is awfully, awfully tough. This is sort of a repeat of what we saw in the Haskell and in the Pennsylvania Derby. Donna?
Martin, a lot of people didn't think he could go wire to wire and get this distance, but you had faith in him. Tell me about it.
Well, what can I say? It's a really good horse, and then I've been riding 3 times, 2 times, even going, 3 times going distance, 1.8 miles and 1.25 miles. The time that he ran in Saratoga, he didn't like the track, and then I have a lot of faith to him, so I know he can do it because it's a really good horse.
Martin, when we pulled up, you mentioned that you were afraid there might be an inquiry. Talk to me about that. There is, in fact, an inquiry right now.
Oh, I don't know. I just heard that they say that it wasn't quiet, but
they're saying it's at the start of the race.
I don't know.
Did you feel like you broke well, broke straight?
My horse broke really sharp, and then he broke straight. Yes.
You're the number 7. The 6 Shared Belief was right next to you on the inside. Do you feel like you might have bothered him at the start at all?
Well, my horse broke by 2 or 3 lengths in front of him. I don't think I bothered him.
Well, let's say this is now your 3rd Breeders' Cup win, all of them for Bob Baffert. What's Baffert meant to you for your career?
Well, I think so far he means to me everything. I know I've been riding for a lot of trainers, but to ride for Mr. Baffert.
All right, we've got to run, Martin. We've got to check into the inquiry.
So you can see there the stewards taking a look at the videotape. They'll look at that head-on view. Bayern was the winner unofficially. Toast of New York 2nd, California Chrome 3rd, and Shared Belief 4th. So should there be a disqualification, they would move up.
Yes, Bayern shifted in when he broke. Yes, he bumped Shared Belief. Yes, Shared Belief went into Moreno. Yes, there was some bumping. But typically, Tom, in any race, they give an allowance for the first jump or 2 for these horses because they don't break straight all the time. Martin Garcia did a good job of trying to straighten him up the first time the horse hit the ground, so I don't think he would be at fault. The question is, do the stewards deem enough damage was done in those first 2 strides to change the outcome?
As we all know, disqualifications in these major races are very rare. There's never been one in the Kentucky Derby as far as taking down a winner. And disqualifications caused by problems at the start are even more rare. Like you can see there.
Obviously, Bayern broke in, but he broke in and forward, so it was just one stride that he pushed Shared Belief in, but the chain reaction is what made everything so bad, especially for a horse called Moreno. But again, it can be called incidental contact because this kind of stuff happens in 50% of all races.
Well, you could see that he went into Shared Belief, who then went into Moreno.
And Moreno might have gotten it again
Yeah.
right there, as well as number 9 Toast of New York came over just a little bit. So the expected competition for Bayern on the front end, Moreno, didn't materialize. And you see Mike Smith there is still struggling with Shared Belief.
And Nick Luck has Mike Smith.
Here he is, and Mike's just saying the stewards need him. I'm hoping I can get a quick word. To what extent do you think, Mike, that compromised your chance, the incident at the start?
All chances the first 16th of a mile.
And is that what you'll be telling the stewards?
Yeah, I mean, I just got hit from one side, and then another group I got hit several times.
There we are, Tom. Mike says completely ruined his chance at the start. That's what he'll be passing on to the stewards. Back to you.
All right, so he's going to talk to the stewards now. They'll talk by telephone. The stewards will have a look at it all. And so he's saying Shared Belief, who suffers his first career defeat, lost all chance in the first 16th of a mile.
And of course, even with the disqualification, there's no chance for Mike Smith. Shared Belief finished 4th. If there is a disqualification, Toast of New York, the official second-place finisher, would be moved up to number 1.
And let's go to Kenny Rice.
All right, thank you, Tom. With me is Bob Baffert, who may or may not have won this race. Bob, what do you think about this inquiry? What do you know about it?
Well, I mean, they're looking at it, but, you know, the first jump, he broke in. I mean, a lot of horses, the first jump, they give it to him. But I don't like when they take a long time. But he ran such a courageous race today. And, you know, that's what the race that we were hoping that he would give, and he gave it to us today.
And at the moment, you have won your first Breeders' Cup Classic, it looks like, and with a horse that has been either all or nothing, it seems, for you.
Well, I mean, that one, you know, he got wiped out in the Preakness the same way, but, you know, that's racing. But, you know, hopefully they'll make it official really quick and quit looking at it.
You're looking at the board right now. What are you thinking? Do you think there's any chance?
I don't think so. When I saw it, I said, well, he broke in, but the first jump is usually, you know, you can't control that.
All right. Thank you very much, Bob Baffert. As he looks on with the rest of us, let's go to Nick.
Jamie Osborne is the trainer of Toast of New York, second in the Breeders' Cup Classic. The stewards, Jamie Osborne, could be between you and this $5 million prize. What do you think of that?
It's a very strange position to be in, Nick. Look, we're obviously thrilled with how he's run. All the doubts about the dirt clearly were unfounded. Sorry, I thought someone...
Here's the owner, Michael Buckley. Michael, how proud are you of your horse, win, lose or draw? There's no change. There's no change. You finished second in the Breeders' Cup Classic.
Listen, both Jamies have been spectacular, as has the horse, and there it is. And wish it had been a bit different for them, as much as myself.
Michael, congratulations.
Thanks very much.
Martin Garcia getting the congratulations. The race is official, and just as Jerry said, and as Bob Baffert said, they give you a little bit of a break in the first jump out of the gate, and that's what happened, despite the fact that Bayern broke in, and despite the fact he obviously bothered Shared Belief and Moreno. Give him that break, that first jump out of the gate, and there is your official winner of the $5 million Breeders' Cup Classic. All right, now that it's official, let's go back to Kenny.
All right, thanks, Tom. Now we can officially say he has won his first Breeders' Cup Classic, the Hall of Fame trainer who's won about everything else here. So what does it mean to now get this with Bayern?
It's horrible because I have nothing good to look forward to. I don't know.
You know, peaked just now?
I know it. And I have to win a Triple Crown. But no, I'm so glad that they left it up because it happened at the start. But you know what? Kaleem Shaw, he's put so much, you know, time, and he has such a passion for the game. For him to win this, he deserves it more than anybody.
Well, is this, you know, coming into this race with Game On Dude, the favorite the last 2 years, did not win it? Was this kind of the race that you felt like you're, you know, the great white whale out there for you?
I told Martin, you know what, whatever you do, you get the lead and forget about it. Don't look back. And he did it. He rode a masterful race, and it was a great horse race, and it's just exciting to win it.
Well, you said Kaleem owns him, and he's named, of course, after a great soccer club. You can say goal now, I guess.
I'm just glad it's over. We won it. We ended the weekend. We were having a tough week, and Secret Circle just, you know, almost getting up. That was tough to take. But, you know, anytime you win the Breeders' Cup Classic, it was missing from my resume.
Well, it's there now. Thanks very much. Bob Baffert, the Hall of Famer. Another one on the resume, Tom.
Yeah, no longer missing. He had been 0 for 12 in the Classic until Bayern gets it done, owned by the great soccer fan Kaleem Shaw, who named him after Bayern Munich, the powerful German football team. All right, we'll have the payouts when we come back for the Classic. But first, we'll take a break as Martin Garcia and Bayern hold on with a gritty performance to win the Breeders' Cup Classic over Toast of New York and California Chrome. Bob Baffert has finally done it. Is that Toast of New York going back? There's Bayern winning it by just that much over Toast of New York between horses, and California Chrome on the outside finishing in third. That's how close it was for $5 million. Let's go to Josh Elliott for the presentation.
All right, thank you, Tom. I'm joined in here in the winner's circle by some of today's performers, members of the Breeders' Cup board. Elizabeth Banks with the trophy and Juan Carlos Capelli of Longines for the presentation of the $5 million Breeders' Cup Classic.
It's you, right?
Yeah, hand that over. Juan Carlos.
Congratulations, it was an incredible day today. And we are very proud to be, for the first time, the official keeper of the Breeders' Cup. And tonight you have an incredible race and a great winner.
An incredible race with a very close finish and a questionable beginning. Owner Kaleem Shaw, those were perhaps some anxious final moments there before your horse was officially named the winner. What were they like?
I mean, I could not believe, first and foremost, there was an injection because it had just at the start, and it was rather incidental, we thought. So as we were coming down, I was talking to Bob as to what it might mean. We were confident that it would mean nothing, but I'm so glad Bayern ran a winning race.
Congratulations, Kaleem.
Thank you.
Lafitte standing by.
Josh, Martin's trying to convince me here that he was never concerned for an instant that he was going to be disqualified. There was some contact leaving the starting gate. How were you so sure they weren't going to take your number down?
Well, I don't think nobody can do anything out of the first jump, and then my horse braked so fast that the first jump come in a little, and then I correct, but he braked pretty sharp in front by 2 or 3 lanes, so I was pretty sure that I wasn't bothering nobody.
Bob Baffert, back in 1996, you had a horse named Cavanier lose a Kentucky Derby by a very short margin. More agonizing, waiting out that photo finish in that Derby or sweating out this Stewart's decision here?
Well, this situation here, I knew it wasn't really a lot of, nothing, it happened the first jump, so it wasn't really a lot of contact there, but, you know, I was excited, but for some reason, drama seems to follow me everywhere I go, and I wanted to win a race like this without any drama, but I'm glad that results stood, and I'm so proud of this little guy right here. He ran an unbelievable race, and he works hard every day, and my staff, Jimmy Barnes, and all the people that work for me, they work so hard, and Kaleem, you know, once in a while we deserve one of these.
Congratulations to the both of you on your first Breeders' Cup Classic. Tom?
All right, Lafitte, so he finally got one. Bob Baffert now in the winner's circle after the Classic. Here's the complete order of finish in the Breeders' Cup Classic. In the first 16th of a mile. We saw the start. What else?
Well, it was even compounded here as you go down the stretch the first time approaching the wire. Jamie Spencer on Toast of New York had crowded him a little bit. Moreno's comes out in front of him looking for room, and then he's on heels of Moreno right there, so Mike Smith has to pull back on Share Belief, stopping his momentum there. But relative to the steward's opinion of it didn't cost him a placing, it's much in their discretion whether or not it affected the outcome of the race for this particular horse or cost him a placing in the money. Now, it happened at the start, so it's hard to say that far to go in the race, does it affect it?
So Larry Comas spoke with the stewards, and that's exactly what they said about the decision to leave it official, with Bayern winning the Breeders' Cup Classic over Toast of New York, California Chrome, and Shared Belief.
They're off in the Breeders' Cup Classic. Here's the finish. Bayern holds on over Toast of New York.